Coming to you live. It's the City Pigeons Podcast, episode 142. I am Jesse Rendell here with the esteemed Mike Meach. Meach, what's up?
Greetings.
Coming to you live from cold and rainy Philadelphia, which is quite the contrast from beautiful Southern California.
Really shitty drive.
Where I was this weekend, and it was just every day you get up. You know, it's like you can walk outside in the morning, you got your sweatshirt on, and before you know, like, I don't even need this sweatshirt. It's beautiful. It's sunny every damn day. And then here we are in cold and rainy Philadelphia, and everybody is a little bit depressed, I think, at this point.
I'm not.
You're not?
Nope.
By the way, Teef, if you're listening, can you tell me if this audio works? I just realized I didn't check it very astutely. Hopefully this sounds okay for everybody, and everybody's doing okay out there. Just me and Meach today. Meach, you know, participation award of the year is going to you. You are.
I think I've earned it.
You are the only person I can truly count on when it comes to this thing. You know?
Thank you. Thank you, pal.
Appreciate you for that.
A lot of people say that about me.
Yeah, you are reliable, if nothing else. There's no doubt about it. Now, I do want to get into something a little serious before we get going, because there's some real issues in our world generally, as you know, Meach, but specifically here in Philadelphia. And I think we owe the public a bit of an apology, because I just found out today, I read in an article, I don't know if you know this, that Philadelphia is apparently the leading area for online gambling.
Yeah, I read
more people in Philadelphia are gambling online than anywhere else.
Proud of our city.
Yeah, and I just didn't know if you wanted to take a minute to address this, because what people didn't read in the article is that Meach is responsible for a lion's share of this online gambling that's been going on, and has played a direct part in Philadelphia's rise to the forefront of the online gambling crisis. I didn't know if there's something that you thought it would be worth addressing. So the floor is yours.
I was on the forefront of the gambling crisis way before online gambling came out. You know, I was down thousands to bookies back in the day, and
yes,
you know, had payment plans and people after me. So I'm good with fan. I actually, if we're being honest, back when I had a bookie, you get like a line of credit, right? So I could lose $3,000 in a week that I don't have, and then Thursday comes along and I got to pay it, and I'm like, I ain't got it. At least with FanDuel, you have to pay it up front. So if you don't have it, you can't gamble it, right? So
I guess that's different. That is one difference.
At least you can't go into debt with money that you don't have. So be thankful, internet age gamblers, that you don't have guys named Tommy from.
Did you ever get you know, because like I feel like every Netflix show I watch, this is happening where someone's, you know, going, I'm watching this Black Rabbit show, and there's a lot of gambling debt scenarios with people threatening to injure each other, you know what I mean? So that I don't want to, but
no, I never got
that far.
No, there's no bodily harm threatened against me, but
that's good.
It's not a good feeling when it's happened to me plenty of times. I've also had great weeks, but you know,
I think it's funny the way they like act like it's the worst thing ever that the online gambling industry is doing this to people.
Right.
And I'm like,
it's like saying bars are making people alcoholics.
I'm like,
no, it takes a willing participant and enough to go around to where you're, you know, you got enough time to do all this shit.
And don't give me like there's some scientific thing that makes you more predisposed to be addicted to gambling. No,
listen, you're
just making very bad decisions.
I don't like when it gets kids hooked, but at the same time, my dad used to give me those parlay cards where you pick 4 teams for, you know, for entertainment purposes only, and you circle the numbers. He used to give me those to bring to my teammates at soccer practice when I was like 12 years old. So, you know, whatever.
You said something.
It all depends on your environment. Now, just because there's commercials on every 3 seconds, it doesn't mean I'm more apt to gamble.
Ooh, but there is there's a profit boost on a single game parlay. I got to hit that, while getting is good. You said something that made me think of something from over the weekend. You were talking about kids getting hooked on gambling. And I remember that my son actually won multiple $100s gambling this weekend. Now, before everybody jumps to conclusions, he wasn't using the FanDuel app.
He was betting the ponies.
Well, no. I went to the Eagles game in LA, which aside from the actual game itself was a wonderful experience. And I'll get into the details of that. But we were in the parking lot beforehand, and the group that we went with, they play this game. Let me know if you ever heard of this. So I think it's unique to them. I'm not sure, but they take like a little turf, like a piece of turf, and turn it into like a football field, and then they make like 6 lanes, right, from one end zone to the other, and they have these mini football helmets. Right, hear me out, and they're numbered 1 to 6. And when you roll the dice, you roll 3 like CeeLo. When I first saw it, I didn't really understand what was going on and how it worked. But anytime your number and your lane is rolled, you take 1 step forward, and it's like grid style. You know what I mean? And whoever's football gets to the other end first gets all the money that's in the pot.
Right? Sounds like a Price is Right game.
Well, it's like completely devoid of any skill at all whatsoever. Right. I guess CeeLo is too, isn't it? I always thought for some reason maybe there was like some skill.
Yeah, there's no skill in dice games.
Yeah. So anyway, he won a decent amount of money on that.
Unless you blow on it and go, Mama needs a new pair of shoes.
And let's be honest, when you're young, you win some money. There's no feeling quite like that. So I better have a talk with him when I get home. But yeah.
So he won on that.
He won on that. So, pretty morose time here in Philly. And we'll get into why we think this is going the way that it is. But I want to share some observations going out to LA. Now, we were out in LA together 2 years ago, right?
Yes.
For the Rams game. So I went back. Do you remember?
And we came back a winner.
We did. Well, you remember you were a winner before you left. I mean, we won the game. Yeah, you won like a $700 parlay before we left, right?
700?
Was that way more than that? A 7,000?
It was 8,500.
Right. My bad.
On Justin Fields. All Justin Fields.
Yes, that was a good trip. We had fun on that trip. But you remember one thing that was crazy that was constantly going on around the stadium? Because I was thinking of you. Do you remember
the selling of the shots and the liquor bottles?
Yes.
And
so this is a phenomenon that's very interesting. And in Philly, what's the closest thing we have to that? The guys with the T-shirts and water
selling
bottles.
The pretzels. Yeah,
and so
the shopping cart full of pretzels and
right. The only question I have is are there more restrictions here?
Many more.
Yeah, because like you walk out of the stadium and in or out, whatever, and immediately like 50 feet from.
Well, 50 feet. It was a mile radius in every direction. There were people set up with on your way into not even where the parking lots were. I remember there's people with coolers, $5 a shot for like Don Julio tequila. They got Hennessy. I mean, they got everything. It's mainly $5 a shot, and you could talk them down, which I did.
But then they're also cooking sausages.
Yes,
on a flat top grill,
look delicious,
like right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you come out of there, you can get whatever you want right there, and there's like 20 of them. It's interesting,
and it's very cheap compared to what you're going to get in SoFi Stadium.
It's a different thing, man.
Did you see any celebrities there this year? Like, remember who we see Diplo the last time?
I don't recall seeing any myself, but they had Billy Crystal do something before the game. I feel part of me.
I forgot he was still alive. Let's be honest.
God bless him. He's doing great.
Yeah.
I feel I'm trying to counteract my own bias going in there because naturally you go in there, you're like, I'm from Philly, like everything's cool, and this is LA, and things are stupid. But it turns out that's pretty much true in my opinion.
The stadium kind of sucked, but I'll be honest with you, dude. I was watching on TV, obviously, and the crowd noise was incredible. It almost sounded better than a game at the Link, I guess, because it was reverberating.
Well, it's interesting you say that. So I've been to a decent amount of away games at this point and talked about this a little before, but when you go into an away game, especially in a market where we are essentially taking over the stadium, it does raise the level of the home fan base because they're trying to counteract it. You know what I mean? And sometimes I actually think it motivates the other team. You know what I mean? Because they come in there like, oh, you got to be kidding me. And then when they start performing well, they realize they're like sticking.
I think it would be more demoralizing.
You think?
I'm
guys, telling you,
you guys, like you look around, you see all green. Like, what's going on here?
But it depends what happens.
Why am I playing here?
It depends what happens. If we like jumped on a team in their stadium right away, and then that would be incredibly demoralizing. But a lot of the games I go on to, like I remember we went to the Miami Dolphins game where we got our asses kicked back in the Carson Wentz era, and like from the start, they're on us because they know we're there, and they're like antagonizing us. If that makes sense.
Almost 10 minutes in. Can we talk about the game now? Can we discuss?
I just want to say one more thing. You mentioned the crowd noise, and yes, it was incredibly loud. I allege that they were pumping in crowd noise. Okay.
For the Eagles?
No, for the
No, I heard it when the
Chargers.
Eagles were doing well.
I understand, but I'm telling you, being in the stadium,
that could be a possibility.
because there were times when all of a sudden I would just hear like things would be going up, and me and my son were looking at each other like, what's going on? There's nothing going on.
That's probably desperate.
I'm telling you, I think they were trying to counteract it by pumping in crowd noise. I can't prove that.
Them. They're so lame out there.
All right, well, I'll save some of my other observations as we go here, because I know you seem like you might be a little angry. I want to let you go.
No, I'm not. I'm not angry.
I do want to set the context. You remember the conversation we were having last week?
Yeah.
Right, where we talked about, how much it may or may not be a factor of the quarterback, and how much we think inside the building people may have issues with him and the way he plays and the limitations and the game plan because of this and that. And I told you that it was my belief that people were starting to really lose confidence in him. That had been something that had been growing over time, that they may not be super fond of his Jordan-esque GOAT style behavior, considering he's not actually playing well. And then this happened. And I don't know, you guys were more, if I recall, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you and Fink were more, hey, he's won a lot of games. He's played well in large part. People are giving him too hard of a time. Is that fair? Or you tell me.
It's totally fair.
Okay.
And if you want me to be honest with you, Jalen Hurts probably had his worst game as a professional. If you factor in five turnovers is insane, right? So
does that count the fumble too?
Yeah. I mean, that's
I almost don't even,
but he did have, if he would have just fell on the ball, we would have got it back with a new set of downs.
Yeah.
Instead, it bounced right to him. He was just trying to take a few steps forward.
Yeah.
And it got poked out from behind.
Trying to do too much across the board.
Whatever. I'm not making excuses for any of his faults that game. He had a lot of bad parts in the game, right? But here's the bottom line. We lost in overtime to the team tied for the second best record in the AFC on the road when our quarterback had 5 turnovers. A.J. Brown dropped 2 balls that could have changed the game, either one of them.
Okay.
So if you look at it, that it was a close game. We still could have won the game after all the bad things that occurred during it.
Okay.
We almost won.
So I hear you, but what does that mean to you?
It means that it's just a few things they need to fix. They're still pretty good. And they can win games in the play. It's okay to win a game 17-7 or 21-17. It's fine. It's okay to win defensive. It's almost like we won't accept a win unless the offense explodes and goes. The games we lost this year, aside from the Giants, have all been to pretty good teams and division leaders or second place in their division. And we've beaten teams that the Packers are now the favorite to win the East, right?
Yeah. So
we beat them on the road. We're cool. If we win the East, which is likely because we play the Redskins or the Commanders twice and the Raiders. So if we win these 3, we're having a home playoff game. Who wants to come to Philly in early January, late December, and play a game against the defending? Nobody does. Especially if you're the fucking Seahawks or the Niners.
I'm sorry. All right. Listen, I get where you're coming from. I got to start with what you just said. Who wants to come to Philly? I don't think anyone is scared of the Eagles right now. You're telling me people are scared of the Eagles?
They're scared
after
of their
watching
defense.
them play.
Justin Herbert threw for 140 yards. He was running for his life half the game.
Understood. Our offense hasn't put together a solid game as long as I can remember.
It'll
here's
happen.
the thing. In my heart, I really, really, really want to believe what you're saying. And I want to.
If we get to the playoffs and don't turn the ball over, they're more likely to win than not.
I just feel like every week now, for however many weeks, we are trying to convince ourselves that they're not far off, that it can still click, that it can be okay.
I think it's more like people are willing them to suck. Like, this is what they want. It's so fucking weird what I'm watching happen with this team right now, especially when, the other day Schwarber gets signed and everyone's all happy. Let's go. Let's do the same fucking dumb shit we've done in the past. But Hurts, a guy who actually won, you can't wait to get rid of him and brush him to the side. Like,
it's positive on the Birds, negative on the Phils and Schwarber.
No, I'm not negative. I'm just trying to understand the two different moods for these things that are happening. It's crazy to me. For the first time in my life, I feel disassociated with Philadelphia Eagles fans. Like, I don't know what they're on or why they. It's like, you rode Jalen Hurts, and now they're ready to jump off and hop on the Tanner McKee little tugboat to safety.
All right, let's slow it down. Listen, I don't have any qualms with somebody who is highly doubtful about the Eagles' prospects. I haven't seen anything this year in terms of their ability to play complementary football, their ability to have any sort of consistency that leads me to believe this team has what it takes to make a playoff run, because we all know how complicated that is. Now, is it possible that things click? Is it possible that, of course it is. It always is. And that's why I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the season's over, they're totally doomed, despite the fact that watching them play makes it look a lot to me like that may very well be the case. And I hate to keep going back to 2023, but we've seen an instance where a team looked and they had the talent they had, and they looked like they could do, and the bottom completely fell out, and the team just completely imploded. And now, after this, on a 3-game run where Jalen Hurts is all of a sudden playing that game, he played that game like it was his last game he was ever going to play. You know what I mean? Like, the world depended on every single thing he did. I don't understand. I'm so upset because, and on the one hand I am, and the one hand I'm not. Let me tell you what I mean. Being in the stadium watching that game, it kept being like, it started from the beginning when he almost threw the first pick that got called back.
What about the very, very beginning when he almost threw a 75-yard touchdown pass to A.J. Brown, but it hit both of his hands and fell out of his fingertips?
And you can say,
like, which beginning do you want to go to?
I'm going to go to the beginning I was talking about.
Go, man, and it was a regular season game.
But I can tell you how I felt watching it. As the game unfolded, I continually said to myself, there's no way we deserve to win this game. Now, I want to give a caveat here because the way the defense played was amazing. And I thought what the offense did to the defense was absolutely criminal. The defense played an incredible game. And it made me think, more so than what you're saying, as long as we have Vic Fangio, we may very well have a chance because the defense is unbelievable. Act like
nobody's ever won a defensive Super Bowl.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
And here's the other thing. Let me ask you a question. I think it was like 2:33 left in the game. The Eagles are down at the Chargers' 25-yard line. They run first down with Saquon, and then they pass 3 straight times and don't get one timeout called by the Chargers and end up kicking a field goal before the 2-minute warning. Like, is that coaching malpractice? Has this dude ever played? I know Nick Sirianni played Madden growing up. That's not how you treat the end of a game.
Okay.
It's malpractice.
Right.
Like, and then it somehow gets blamed on Jalen. You hand the ball to Saquon 2 more times there. The worst that happens is they burn 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning goes off.
But I think
that's the worst that could happen.
But we're talking about 2 different things, right? Because
no, like, it's not Jalen's blame when the game could have easily been won by the coach with 2 minutes to go.
Okay, but I thought we were talking more about where we're headed in terms of the season rather than just Jalen specifically, because your point was, all in all, we almost won. Not that bad. We still got a chance.
I mean,
so on and so
it's
forth.
Just he's getting all, like, nobody's calling for anyone else except Jalen and maybe Patullo. But
I don't think there's anyone out here who's acting like they called some amazing game. I don't think they are. There are people who are saying that there were, some new wrinkles and they saw some new things and that it's more on the quarterback. And then there are people like calling for Tanner McKee, which I agree with you is ridiculous, right? But I'm sitting here trying to evaluate where things are headed, right? And I've been on this whole, because I think there are some symptoms of the 2023 internal collapse, right? And that's my biggest fear, is that no matter what, even though they have this talent, they are destined to not be able to make a run because they don't have what it takes. That's my fear, right? As a fan, I want them to win the Super Bowl again. I want my team to be inching towards a dynasty. When we won the Super Bowl under Doug, and then a year or 2 later, whatever it was, he was gone as a coach, I was devastated, thinking, you got to be kidding me. New norm. I thought this is going to be the new norm here. We're going to win championships. And then just like as soon as we had it, it was gone. I don't want that to happen again. I don't want this team to start over. And I'm just, that's my biggest fear.
So stop talking it into everyone's bringing up 2023. Just, you know what I hear this week? People are bringing up when we benched Donovan McNabb for Kevin Cobb that one week. And then McNabb came back the following week and had a good game against Arizona. So it can happen again with Hurts. We should bench him a week. Like, everyone's going back to history. Like, hey, we got rid of Doug Peterson and we got rid of Foles and we brought in so we should get rid of Sirianni and Hurts. It's like you're bringing up weird shit when we have a solid team right now that could absolutely win if you just stop all being bitches about it. Not, you know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think. Look, I agree with you. The idea of bringing in McKee at this point is crazy. Like, it's not going to make sense. It's not going to help. At some point, they will have to decide what they have in him and what they think about Jalen. And
but where did all this confidence in Tanner McKee come from? Like, he wasn't a high draft pick. I just don't get it. And then there was a report by Jeremy Schaap that came out today, and they're like, the Eagles will definitely pick a quarterback in day 2 in the NFL draft. Like, what a bullshit, dumb thing to say. Like, everyone's just stirring the pot, and I just hope it doesn't infiltrate the locker room and really get to their heads. And you know what's some funny shit? You know who hasn't complained in the past 3 weeks while they're getting their ass kicked and everyone's talking shit about him? AJ Brown, because he's getting his catches and his touchdowns now, so he's cool with everything.
He took ownership.
He's not complaining about anything now, right? He's not going on social media with some fucking cryptic shit when they're losing 3 games in a row. It's just everyone's stirring the pot with this team, and I don't get it, man. They're in position to, with playing 3 shit teams, to easily get that home game and then whatever happens, man. I don't know.
I don't know. It just feels
I
like
see
you're
what's
writing
going
off.
on.
You just seem willing. Like, it's almost like it annoys you more than you think that it's totally wrong, and you just don't want to deal with it. Because for you to just dismiss that people are,
I'm not dismissing. I'm not saying the offense isn't playing really bad, but I don't think they're far off. Listen, it's football, man. You can't win every game 44
Here's the
to
craziest
30.
thing, though. Here's the craziest thing. If we step back from this, right? We're coming into the season, because I actually had this conversation with my wife who went to the game, and she doesn't pay a ton of attention to this kind of stuff. And she said to me, well, did the Eagles did they have a lot of new players this year or something? And I said, well, yeah, they do. And I started rattling, or no, she said, I'm sorry, let me get that right. She asked if we lost a lot of guys from the team last year. I said, well, yeah, we lost Josh Sweat, Milton Williams, all these guys. And I started rattling them off. And I said to myself, and I said to her, well, but actually on offense, not really, right? And when we're coming into the season, we're sitting here going, man, we lost so many people on defense. Can we replace them? Can these guys we got? And who would have thought that we're sitting here talking about an offense that remained largely intact? I know there's been some injuries here and there, and we're beating our heads against the wall that the offense can't get its act together, right? And I think that makes sense to me why people are so frustrated. And you know what? I was thinking about this too. I was dead wrong. I'll admit this, because when we were coming into the season, my prediction was that Jalen Hurts was going to have an amazing season, because I thought he had crossed the hump. He had won the championship. He had gotten the monkey off his back, and then he was going to be confident. He was going to play with a different swagger, and I couldn't have been more wrong. Now, is everything his fault? Absolutely not. But what he did in that game was absolutely maddening. And I just want to talk a little bit about the end sequence, because I'm sitting there going to myself, I never felt like we were going to win, because it didn't feel like we should win. But we get that first down, and I'm saying to myself, great. You have 4 chances here. Worst case scenario, you're tying, which obviously I didn't want to think about, but there's no reason we shouldn't be able to score a touchdown here. And for him to do what he did on that first play and completely give away the advantage that we had created was insanity. And he was doing stupid shit like that all night and playing without any sort of grasp for the situation. Now, did he make some amazing plays? He did. And this is what's been super frustrating about watching Jalen Hurts play, is that he, will have awful games. He will make awful throws, and then he will do things that make you think he can be an elite quarterback.
That's what quarterbacks do, man. What happened was Jalen Hurts and the Eagles won games at such a high clip.
Look at this. Tommy coming in. Let's read this. Tom from the road. They turned the ball over 5 times on the road against a good team and still should have won. They're still championship caliber. Nobody in the league is lights out. That's a great point there at the end. Nobody in the league is lights out.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, they've won at such a high clip that their expectations are like unachievable. You're going to be a team that'll be 12-5 and make the playoffs, and playoff games are going to be hard, and maybe they don't win. You don't win every fucking year.
So, okay, here's what I wonder. Now, you got look at
their offensive line. Look at Saquon fucking Barkley.
They're not that far off. I'm shocked. Trevor says still a drop away from a win. Ticky-tack holding call and a touchdown. Problems, but they're not that far off.
They had like 4 or 5, either second and 20 or third and 20s in that game. And honestly, they could have easily won.
Okay.
If now here's the shit where they're in a no-win situation this week. If they beat the Raiders, if they beat their ass, it's like, oh, they should have beat their ass. If it's a close game, they're like, oh, see,
you know what this week reminds me of?
If that was a good team, they would have lost. And if they lose, God forbid, this city's going to burn down. I'm going to give up my fandom.
Yeah, what are you going to say then?
I'm going to say,
are you going to be willing to say they're far off?
No, I'm going to say the city has willed this to happen.
Yes.
All the hate. It's like, you remember in Ghostbusters 2 when all the people hate it and the ooze came up and fucking caused the city to go nuts?
Hey, you know what this weekend reminds me of? Can you guess? Just guess, Meech. What do you think this matchup reminds me of?
Don't say the fucking Joe Webb, and I don't know.
2023.
Everything,
Eagles, Cardinals at home. You're like, they're going to get right. This team sucks. Then what happened? Didn't they lose to the Giants after that too? I mean, look, dude, there are times when everything totally collapses.
Look at the quality teams they lost to this year.
But here's what I want to know.
Losing to slouches.
Listen,
look what they did to Herbert. Look what they did to Jared Goff. Same people are doing that shit to Hurts. And look, you know what else I noticed? They lost their ability to have competent short yardage plays. Without the tush push, they can't make 2 yards at any time.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the show this week, we've got Dave Spadaro, Eagles insider. Okay, listen, here's what I want to know, and I won't know the answer to this question, okay? But if you're like, okay, let's say you're Nakobe Dean, okay? Who, by the way, my new favorite player, this guy, every damn week. Doesn't matter if there's a running back in the way or not. He is coming up the middle and causing absolute havoc. Dude was everywhere. Frickin' Anthony's coal-fire player of the game or whatever. Amazing. But I'm wondering what he and his buddies are thinking after this game, right? I don't know. And I hope, dude, I really hope.
What Nakobe Dean and his buddies are thinking?
Okay, his fucking fellow defensive players. All right, my bad. All right. I want to know, are they saying to themselves, hey, that was a rough game. We balled out, but I can tell this team's right there. We're gonna be good. Let's keep firing. Or are they like, this is bullshit? Like, how long can this keep going on every week, week in, week out? I don't know the answer to that. I'm scared that it's the second. I don't know the answer. It doesn't matter what we think. It matters what they think. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know. But I would be.
Let me ask you a question without trying to be too sarcastic. Like this weekend, I think Patrick Mahomes, what did he throw? 3 picks in a loss? Got their ass kicked. Travis Kelce fucked up, and it was a pick on him. Nobody's calling for him. Joe Burrow, they were winning the game. He threw the ball straight to a Bills lineman who proceeded to run it for a touchdown and cost the Bengals their season.
Burrow's done nothing.
Lamar Jackson played like one of the worst games. He was on Jalen's level last week. Like they both played shit games. Nobody's calling for these guys' jobs. Nobody's saying that they don't deserve another chance. It's so fucking weird to me that these guys who've never won anything, and they always get outdueled when it counts or come up short, are not being questioned. But Jalen, who has done nothing but come up big in big spots, the 2 Super Bowls he played, if you want to say there was any better player on the field in both of those games, you're lying to yourself. I mean, he's a big-time player, and he knows how to win. Just trust it. I mean, I don't know why everyone is so quick to get rid of him. It's crazy to me, man.
Real quick. You can't make the Mahomes comparison because Mahomes has won what? I don't know, 3, 4.
But he got his ass kicked late. Maybe maybe time's up for Mahomes.
Okay, but it's the same thing. If Jalen had won, and then Burrow, I agree with you. Burrow has never,
and he's always hurt. He can't even stay on a fucking field.
I agree. They fall in love with the stats and all that. You know what I mean? Look, my issue with the rationale that you're giving us here is that that we should basically say, based on what he's done in the past, based on the fact that they just won the Super Bowl, that we should just, ride it and just whatever happens. No worries.
Yeah.
Nothing matters.
Yeah. It's on him. You give him the ball and, hey, Jalen, we trust you. We lose, it's because of you. We win, it's because of you. That's how this shit is going to go. And you just got to trust it. Let him play his game where he plays no turnovers. And maybe Saquon can find the fucking hole every now and then. And you notice his only good run the other day was a fake tush push. Like, it's got to be a gimmick shit for him to get a big gain now. It's fucking weird.
I will say.
But he doesn't get any blame. The guy who got the bigger extension and is the number one player in football, he doesn't get any blame. It's Jalen should sit. Tank Bigsby gets no carries.
Matty Market is accurately pointing out that Dak Prescott gets way too much love as soon as he starts his 3 or 4 games of playing well every year. There's no doubt about that. People are just loving the positivity that you're bringing to the table here. I'm happy.
It's not that I'm being positive. I'm just trying to be realistic, man. It's not over. To try and act like the ship is sinking is fucking weird to me, man. I hate it. I hate that energy. Knock it off.
Knock it off. Finally, he brings it back after all this damn time. Listen, I get how it could irritate you, but I totally understand how you could feel like the ship is sinking, because there have been signs that the ship is sinking.
You know whose ship is sinking? The fucking Cowboys every year, the Giants, the Commanders. Look at these teams. We are blessed, all right? We're going to be the first team in the NFC East in 19 years, barring a catastrophic collapse, which everyone's fucking trying to wish into existence, in 19 years to repeat as NFC East champs. It's cool. It's a good time to be an Eagles fan. Let's just have a happy December and watch some Eagles destruction games, and they'll get it back by the playoffs.
Destruction games. Do you mean the ones we just watched, or them destroying?
No, them destroying shit teams.
That's what's going to happen now.
Yes.
You feel good about that?
I do.
I don't know. I just don't know what I can even believe in based on watching these past couple games. It's hard for me to think going into any game without grasping at straws that they're going to win the game. And that is because, look, the defense has shown enough to give me the confidence that they're not going to completely drop the ball, no pun intended. The Bears, that wasn't their best performance. But the offense has looked so inept at times that I have a legitimate concern that even if the defense holds the other team to 16 points, we're still going to lose the game. Right?
Okay, but I'm willing to wait it out and find out.
I mean, we're gonna have to.
No,
but we can
do it reluctantly.
This doesn't look good. The ship might be sinking here.
But here's my thing. People go into the Phillies playoffs like, all right, I'm going all in. I'm with the Phillies, even though they disappointed me 4 years in a row. Let's go, guys. I'm all behind you. These guys, you're doubting them already in the regular season before the playoffs even start. It's crazy to me. I don't like it.
I'm not following you on that.
It's the same thing shit with Embiid. He's done everything he can for this. He hasn't won, but no one's given up on Embiid. Yet Jalen Hurts, it's like, well, he's had 3 bad games in a row. So should we give up on him and play this fucking shit rookie?
Listen, you keep coming back. No. You keep coming back to the Hurts thing. I just want you to understand something. I'm not talking about giving up on Hurts. I'm talking about giving up on the team and being concerned that
giving up on the team is essentially giving up on Hurts.
No, because I'm not sitting here going, Hurts has got to go. They'll never play good with him. Blow the whole thing up. You know what I mean? I'm just sitting here legitimately concerned that this team has not shown anything that leads me to believe they can do what they did last year. And I desperately want them to do that again because that was the greatest thing ever. Now, part of me is like, you know what? I should have known you beat the Chiefs the way they did. There's nothing that could ever come close to that. Let's just take that and be happy, But then you get back into it. You start out with the way we started out. I'm thinking, no, you know what? This could be the Patriots. This could be like the Chiefs. Let's go. We can do this. It's Philly, but we're going to do it.
So I have all the confidence in the world that come the first playoff game, Saquon's going to rush for 100. Jalen's going to pass for a touchdown, run for one, and
just like that,
and rush the. I think just like that. It's not like because they've done it, they know how to do it. So it's just a matter of execution.
All right, let me just
and it's the penalties. They got to stop the penalties.
They know how to do it. Does the fact that they have been almost across the board this season unable to do it mean nothing to you though?
No,
like that doesn't give you any doubt about whether they can do it come playoff time?
What gives me confidence
how someone could have that doubt?
As bad as they've played, they're still able to have a 8-5 record and be in first place in their division. It's admirable. What are the Chiefs doing this year? Have they played worse than us? They figure out how to lose games. We figured out how to win those kind of games. That's what matters in the NFL, man. And that's all that matters is getting into the playoffs. You could get in there as a 1 seed, a 6 seed, whoever's hot and whoever knows how to win and whoever can come together and do it in the playoffs. And I have faith that this team that has been to the Super Bowl 2 of the last 3 years will be able to figure it out, come together, and make a run in the playoffs. And if they don't,
to believe
it's not the end of the world. Come back next year and try it again with the same guys, with Sirianni, with Hurts. You don't have to blow it up because it doesn't happen 1 year. Yeah, look what that's my point comparing this to the Phillies. They're trying the same shit with the same players and it's not working. These guys, it's worked, and you want to fucking change it all up. You want to blow up. Like, maybe have the continuity. Like, I'm not a fucking Patullo fan, and these hitches are fucking pissing me off. And that one Jalen pick, the guy jumped the hitch route because he knows every player runs a hitch. But give him a second year because Jalen hasn't had a offensive coordinator for 2 years in a row. Let him have some continuity. Let him gain some repertoire,
ladies and gentlemen,
with a coach. It's crazy.
You heard it here. Birds are going to be fine. Bring back Patullo for year 2. Man, you surprised me.
Or change the offensive coordinator, give him his 7th and 7 years, 9 and 9 years if you want to count college, and have him fucking
Frank Reich,
and have him start from the beginning again, and have everyone get mad at him all over again. I don't know, man.
See, on the one hand, you point to the fact that they've done it before as a reason to think that they'll do it again, which is why I don't understand why, looking back and saying they haven't done it in other years where stuff.
1 year they didn't do it, and it was a fucking monumental collapse. Like, the defense was so bad that year. Like, you can't compare it to this year.
Should we bring some levity to the program?
Who's Levity? Is he our next guest? John Levity.
Let's bring levity in. Do you think Mark really thought that the clown image of Jalen Hurts was real?
I guarantee he did.
All right, so we have a.
I'd like to talk Phillies if you, unless you got something else planned.
I was just going to tell everybody that Mark thought that the picture of Jalen Hurts coming into the game in a clown outfit was real.
I didn't even see it. Like, it must have been some very specific AI Instagram post. Like,
he had even popular. Listen, he had the big shoes on. He couldn't have possibly. I don't believe it.
I believe it.
We'll have to get comment from him another time. Tom is alleging 100%. All right. Yeah. You know what? I'm done with this because there's no convincing you of anything. And I appreciate that. And you're starting to make me feel better. So let's just,
I'm going down with the ship. If this is the end, I'm going down with them. All right. I'm not jumping off the boat with fucking Tanner McKee and, flaying off the safety.
Wow. Loyalty. You'll have to see it. All right. What are you thinking, dude? Schwarber resigns 5 years, 150. Everybody's been debating what they should do, and people were worried about him getting too many years, knowing we got a lot of aging players, a lot of money committed. It's kind of what they did, right? I mean, they outbid everybody in terms of years and money. You are a guy who has been on the record saying that they keep doing the same things over and over. I can't imagine this makes a ton of sense to you. I'm sure we're all Schwarber fans.
It makes total sense because
if I know nothing about what you think inside,
right? Like, see, I changed my mind a lot.
Okay, you're
I didn't want Schwarber to re-sign with the Phillies simply because I thought that money could have been spent elsewhere on a couple bullpen guys and maybe an outfielder, young, because anybody can DH. You can grab a guy off the street to DH or play first base. So those, but what I do know is they couldn't replace Kyle Schwarber's production. I mean, you can't just snap your fingers and say, hey, get me some guy who hits 55 home runs and drives in 136 or whatever the fuck he did. That's like, it's awesome to have that. So I don't mind as much. But here's the thing. Now you got so much money committed to these guys that are in their mid 30s. And when their contract expires, they're going to be in their late 30s, maybe 40, to where you have no choice but to go all in right now. You have to go for it in these next 2 years. So, I mean, they can't stop here and say, all right, we're good. Let's run it back and try. They have to like make another splash. I don't care if it's, some Japanese pitcher or free agent bat. They have to do something now that's going to.
So here's the thing. In my mind, it was like going all in, but keeping the nucleus that you have of players that are already signed to huge money, long-term deals, and then adding him in. Didn't seem like those things could happen together. Like, how do you go all in now that you've already committed so much to these guys? How are you going to compete to get? And I guess it's got to be like
that's Dombrowski's job. You like at some point you got to disassociate yourself from the Stotts and the Marshes and these guys. I'm
sitting here going, what is Tom talking about? He says def need non-gringo. I think which is him saying we need to bring in more non-white players. I mean, he might have a point.
Which is, that's been my contention for.
I think Mark alleged that was a deliberate thing. Anyway, but how do you, you went
like here's the issue for. I mean, not that I'm saying I'd want Pete Alonso over Kyle Schwarber, but Pete Alonso's a little bit younger, is making pretty much the same amount of money, plays first, which so does Harper, and he won't go to the outfield. But, he actually plays a position, and he hits for a higher average. I'm just saying there's other options you could have done to fill the DH spot and, maybe mix up your offense a little. If you're running it back with the Stotts and the Bohms and the Marshes and it's a no-win.
You know what worries me?
They might do well in the regular season again, but
what worries me a little, and I did hear Schwarber talking today about how this group hasn't been able to get across the finish line, how he wanted to do that, and that's amazing. Obviously, we want that, and we'd love nothing more than to see these guys do it. My concern is that, and I don't think this is the case because Dombrowski seems like a very astute guy who wouldn't kind of be emotionally involved, but I know that the organization loves this group of guys, and they probably also want it to happen, and I just hope they're not keeping them together because of that, less so that it actually is going to make sense.
I think it's more like they have no other choice but to like I said, who are they going to replace Schwarber with offensively? There isn't a guy on the market. There isn't a guy you could trade for. There isn't a prospect. There isn't, someone internationally. It's crazy production from one player. So whatever.
But there's also
I'm not gonna complain because here. So, but Schwarber, he doesn't seem like the guy that is going to lose his swing speed. You know what I mean?
No,
he's going to keep it up. He can be an old guy, sit up there, wait for his pitch, and hit it fucking 475 feet. He can do that for 5 years. So I'm not worried about that.
All right. So here's what I'm just looking at his year-over-year stats. Wow, why would you not have home runs right here? I'm trying to find this because I think we're operating under the assumption that what he did last year, he's going to do.
No, that was last year was a crazy year. He's never going to be the runner-up for MVP again. That was an anomaly. I mean, but he can hit 42 homers easily, and drive in 120 runs. That's still crazy production. You're not getting that from fucking Alec Bohm or some bullshit outfielder.
Here we go. All right, hold on. Why is it? Okay, here we go. All right, so here's a perfect example, right? 56 home runs last year, 38 the year before, 47 the year before, 46 the year before, 32 the year before. I mean, geez, you know,
it's insane production.
Yeah, 47 to 46 is pretty solid. But you know,
I love dudes who mash homers. I'm not fucking hating Schwarber.
Who doesn't? No, I mean,
look, I'm not going. You know,
and by the way, we know, but we don't really know what impact he has on the team from a leadership perspective, and you know, the guys respecting him. That's going to be a huge part of this. But I just don't know what you can do now to add in. Like, you need guys like the Baders of the world that can get hits. Can you still get those guys? And I'd be lying if I said I understood the mechanics of the luxury tax and how much it's going to cost them to do this and that. But the fear was they would extend themselves, and that would have ramifications on what they can do next. And I don't see how that is not the case, given that they committed as much as anybody. But hey, we'll take them. Anybody wants Shorby shirts? I'm sure we still have some. So you should.
I'm not lying. My buddy texted me today. He's like, "You still have those Shorby shirts? I want to order one."
Yeah.
No lie.
BrotherlySwag.com. Yeah, BrotherlySwag.com.
I'll send them the link.
Yeah. Also, the Orion Kirkring shirts, or we still have some Orion Kirkring shirts if anybody wants those.
Yo, he's going to be a solid reliever, man. Like, and he's cheap.
Brought him up too quick. Meech, did you want to talk at all about how the Emirates Cup ruined the NBA? No Sixers game this week?
I don't want to say it ruined the NBA. It's just corny, and it makes no fucking sense.
How do they play Sunday? And I'm like, oh, when are the Sixers playing tonight? Next game Friday.
Well,
that's
night,
like the All-Star break.
Last night and tonight were the two semifinal games in this Emirates Cup, which is a fucking joke. Our TV's not currently working, but I'm willing to bet that the Oklahoma City Thunder is probably up like 50 points on the fucking Spurs. So,
oh man, unbelievable!
It's just a pointless endeavor that like it prolongs this regular season for a week, and then the play-in games at the end of the regular season prolong it another week. So we could shorten this whole season by 2 weeks if we got rid of these two bullshit things. Like the play-in game, what's hilarious about that, it's a tournament to see who's going to get their ass kicked by the number one seed. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah, but didn't a couple years ago, wasn't the Heat or somebody that went to the final?
No, they didn't. No, fuck that.
I feel like it did happen. I feel like it did. I don't know, Meech. I feel like you just want to kind of see things through your own rosy.
No, Adam Silver's a fucking idiot. He's trying to ruin the NBA.
Emirates.
He called the NBA a highlight league.
That's highlights of people just bombing threes from the logo, pretty much.
I hate everything.
So okay,
I hate how people are acting towards the Eagles.
Yeah, you are a little bit.
I'm shocked a little bit. I'm not cranky. I can't fucking believe how it's like you're fucking ingrates. My grandmother used to call them disgraziads.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, you're fucking ingrate.
Disgraziads. Did I do that right?
Close.
Not bad. Oh, okay, cool. Well, I mean, what'd you expect? You think everyone's just like, whatever.
No, I didn't expect that.
Man.
But come on, man. Yeah, we didn't get our ass kicked by the Chargers, who are a bad team. We lost in overtime, barely, and they're a good team.
Showed a lot of fight out there. Showed a lot of fight.
Shit happens in the NFL. I've watched a lot of NFL games.
So I think we're just going to have to see how it goes.
Even I remember the fucking greatest show on turf. They made it to the playoffs. They had to grit out like a 17-13 game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because their defense was so good. And then they barely beat the fucking.
Are you talking about the greatest show on turf?
Yeah. And then they barely beat the Titans in the playoffs.
What's the relevance
what I'm saying,
of this?
They're the greatest offense ever, and they have to win close games in the playoffs because you can't just run all over teams whenever you want. It doesn't matter how good your offense is. You have to gut out wins. You have to out fucking play people in the trenches, beat them on defense, and maybe win a 13-7 game every once in a while.
I so badly hope you're right. And I hope this team.
Matty Market, he knows. They beat the Bucks 10-9. The greatest show on turf.
There you go.
Who averaged like fucking 40 points a game during that regular season.
All right, so I want everyone to know.
You remember Randall Cunningham's
the greatest show
Vikings
on turf did it.
You remember the Randall Cunningham's Vikings with Randy Moss? They were scoring like 50 a game.
Yeah.
And then they lost to the Falcons and the Dirty Birds because Gary Anderson missed a field goal.
So based on all that, we're good.
We're good.
Yeah.
Man, because even if you got the best offense in the world, the shit don't matter when you play a good defense in the playoffs. You got to gut out wins. We figured out how to gut out 8 wins this year, and we're going to figure out how to do it a few more times, and we're going to do it in the playoffs.
Boom.
Boom.
I'm down for that. Okay. I'm just a little bit more worried than
I trust Jalen Hurts more than the little fags in the front in the Eagles that are calling radio stations being like, "Hey, listen, Jalen doesn't cooperate
You're gonna get us
with
canceled."
everyone.
Although
I meant it in like a conceptual
I don't think anyone
matter.
can cancel us.
Yeah, not like
should we even should we do this? I was thinking we were just gonna wrap it up, but all right. You know what? For levity, let's bring into the equation Mark Goodhart. Mark,
what's up, boys?
Horizontally, I want it to be perfect. Yes.
Dude, what are you in jail?
A man of technology.
Out front of Macy's?
Yeah, where are you, dude?
I'm on where am I? I'm on 16th and Sansom.
Dude, I would die if somebody like robbed you or took your phone or something. That would be funny. That would be hilarious content. And then the guy who took your phone goes and joins our show.
Okay.
I could probably get someone to do that. You want me to see if I can do it? Let me see.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's see what we got coming down the street here.
Nah, it looks pretty safe. Okay, Mark, can you just answer the burning question? Did you think the clown outfit that Jalen Hurts had on in that meme was actually real? Answer truthfully.
I did think it was real. Was it not? Is it really not real?
What? Did you see his shoes?
No, I didn't see the shoes. I just looked at the pants and the shirt.
Dude, I see AI shit, and I immediately my AI bullshit detector goes.
Doesn't the shirt say booty cheeks on it?
His shirt says booty cheeks.
I thought he was wearing a booty. Oh my god! Look, our guy with the Eagles thing that we wrote in when we won the game. Yeah,
the Uber.
Yeah, he just rode by. I honestly thought it was real, and I thought he was wearing a booty cheeks shirt. He wasn't.
I'm going to try to find this, Meech. Can you talk to him?
Yeah. Mark, it was the fakest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I looked at the thumbnail of it, and I could tell it was fake.
All right. So, I'm not as deft at navigating these internet things as you guys, as you know, and I thought it was real. I'm sorry. If I'd seen it before the game, I may have not thought it was real.
Like that... You thought he came to the stadium wearing no shoes.
Mark can't see it. I'm going to put this up. Hold on. Go ahead.
Hold on. Yeah. Here it comes.
No, it's not that easy. Oh, wait, here we go.
I thought it was real. I'm sorry.
I love you, Mark.
Here we go.
What can I do? Do you know? I am who I am.
Here
Mark,
we go.
How was your trip this weekend, my man?
You see this?
My trip was fantastic.
Can you see that, Mark? Can you see that?
I cannot, but I have it ingrained in my head. I know what I know what it was.
If you're seeing this, Mark thought this was real. I can't even, dude. You are the man.
I don't know what to tell you, dude. I had an amazing trip, Meech. It was, it's really cold here, as you can tell from how I'm dressed. Number one. Number two, I got to hang out with, our fearless leader, Jesse Rendell. His beautiful family and friends, and first and goal from the 2-yard line, big things happen. TR Tart, what can I tell you? Changed the game. So it was a great game.
All right, I just want everyone to know Mark's conflicted because TR Tart, the defensive lineman from the Chargers, happens to be his client. Mark is part of the group that represents TR. And so he was conflicted in this game because he was rooting for Tierra.
So your outfit was very neutral at the game, Mark.
Very neutral. It was honestly very weird to be at an Eagles game. I'm not going to lie, and not be decked out in Birds gear and yelling "Go Birds" to everyone.
Very professional.
No, it's not professional, man. It's just like the feeling of jealousy. How you can't contain jealousy. This was a feeling where you can't contain it, and blood's thicker than water. What can I tell you?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. If I was representing a guy on the Chargers, I would have been wearing his jersey, rooting for him.
No, if you're bro, you can't wear the guy's jersey if you're his agent, man. That's definitely
That's
you
pretty
can't
cool.
do that. No, you can't do that. Mark, I think you did the right thing by keeping it professional. But look, the saving grace is that Tierra's a Philly guy. You know what I mean? So
that's
true.
okay.
That's okay.
That
he did
true.
Screw us on a lot. He did play well and cause some havoc there.
West Philly Speed Boys, baby.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, look. Hey, thanks for joining us from the street. I want you to be careful out there.
Yeah, how long would it take you to get here, man? I got half a Stromboli left if you're hungry.
So I had this lawyer holiday party tonight, and when I walked out, I looked up at the time because I'm not a big like phone guy in these things. Like I want to be present. I want to talk to people. I was with a good friend of mine, and I looked up and I was like, oh shit, it's 8:46. And I'm like, can I get to the coop in time? And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to pop on. Like, I'm just going to pop on because I want to see you guys. I want to send some love. I miss you. I'm very excited for the holiday party next week. I assume you guys have been talking about that tonight. I've been scheming on my white elephant gift. I feel like I have like very big shoes to fill after last year. I don't think I can live up to it, but I've been working on it.
He's going to rent a porta potty.
And I was like almost going to just like try and get up there as fast as possible, but instead I dipped on. And I love you. Right. I miss you.
Well, thank you.
Give my respects to Anwo, and Anwadinjo.
That's funny. All right, Mark, have a good night. Get home safe. We'll see you next week. I'm about to plug the holiday party. I didn't do that yet, so thanks.
Oh, okay. Love you guys. Peace and love.
Love you, my man.
Bye. I'm the clown thing. This is so good. Yeah, didn't talk about this, but next weekend, if all goes according to plan, and you just never know with City Pigeons and
plans could go awry.
Me trying to make all this stuff happen. Next Wednesday, week from tonight, will be the 3rd. Yeah, 3rd, maybe 4th. Got to check into that. Holiday party episode, which features the annual White Elephant gift giving,
the exchanging
of gifts, which last year included a pea tent. I do have a tentative confirmation from Devin Caney to join us, which is always nice. She's a big fan of the White Elephant party. And if you're watching this and you aren't busy, you can come down to the coop and hang out with us and watch us do the White Elephant episode and have drinks and food.
Yeah, Matty Mark, you get your ass down here for a tape.
Yeah. Hit us up if you have any questions online, but you can come down, come hang out. It's always a good time. I have not done anything to prepare for it or plan for it. I have no plan on my White Elephant. I did see online there was a shark survival kit that I was thinking about ordering, but I was afraid it was like a weird thing.
I think I'm out of crappy stuff in my closet to give for the White Elephant. I might actually have to buy something.
Exactly. So that's going to be fun. So if you're not doing anything and you want to hang out, come down, be merry,
or hang out virtually and
jump in. You'll see all the shenanigans that are going to go on. So that's next Wednesday. Between now and then, we're going to see about the Eagles. And like me said, it's kind of a no-win situation here, but it would be nice for them to go out.
Win. There's a lot of wins about this situation if you think about it. You could win the NFC East. You could win a playoff game or two, and then you can win the Super Bowl.
No, but I'm saying this weekend in particular. You're not really showing anyone by winning, but hopefully they'll come out and reassure us. Okay, well, that is usually a good indication that it's time to wrap things up. So if you've participated in the program, we very much appreciate that. Please do check us out, City Pigeons Pod, at City Pigeons Pod on the socials and YouTube and stuffy stuff, and say hi. Hope your families are all well, and go Birds. Scared. Meech is confident.